Today we're going to be sharing with you our home setup and how to make some big changes while you're at home. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm at home obviously and bringing to you what we've got going on. So let's take a look. Firstly, I've got the Putt App mat, so I want to keep working on the putting, grooving that stroke. I've got the Putt App mirror, really important for eye line and just checking alignment. I've got the contact gates there as well. I've got the start line gate here, really important to continue to work at your start line while you're in a position at home. If you haven't got one of those, simply just drop a couple of golf balls down and do your best to start it in between those. At the end of the mat, you can see I've got the PuttOUT. Obviously you can still work at pace and alignment with that, but it's Meandmygolf branded, look at that, there we go. So let's take a look outside. Walk through here. And this is what's important. There we go, look at that. So we've got the net. Most people are dying to get a net at the moment. We managed to get one early. If you've got one of those, then you're doing okay. Obviously you can continue to hit some golf balls. I've seen sheets up in the garden, all sorts going on social media. But look at the mat here. What we've got is nice fairway, pretty tight. We've got the rough for Pierce, just so he feels comfortable. And then we've got a bit of a fluffier lie here as well. So you can experiment with 3 different types of the turf there. Got my den caddy with some golf balls in. I've got some soil weighing the net down so it doesn't blow away. And then obviously I've got my equipment here. I've got some strike tapes so I can continue to work at contact. So everything is set really. There's no excuses for not getting better and pushing on. Now if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got lots of videos that are going to help your game, so why wouldn't you do that? Now let's take a look. There's a train going by. After this train goes by, let's take a look at how I'm using all this stuff to keep my swing upgraded, or upgrading my swing. Let's have a look. So as you can see, I've got everything I need, but what does a practice session look like? And this is what people have been asking. How do we practice when we've got a net? Well, how can we not understand what the ball's doing? Well, what I would say is that we've got an opportunity now to make a change in your golf swing, as opposed to really reacting to the ball all the time. Yes, there's a place for that, but sometimes if you want to make a change, just by reacting to the golf ball doesn't allow you to focus on exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to share with you some really key things that I've been doing, which will help me, and has helped me, really change my golf swing faster. So this is what I'm doing. First of all, what I'm working on the swing. First move away for me, I'm working on keeping the club face looking at the golf ball for a little longer so it gets a little stronger on the way back. Then what I'm working on from the front view is I'm working on creating a little bit more of a set in the wrists here, so allowing the right arm to fold and the wrist to set. Those are the 2 key things that I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it. Might seem strange, but usual setup. All I'm going to do is some super slow motion backswings. So when I'm going slow, it's very hard to get it wrong. So from here, keeping the club face looking at the target, create the set in the wrists, and then through. Now, as I'm doing this, I can feel every motion. Where, think about when we do normally have a golf swing, it happens that fast, our brain just gets the automatic fast route, which is sometimes the problems that we get. So from here, again, I'll do that slow-mo again. So from here, club looks at the target for a little bit longer, start to set the wrists, and then through. So I know that I'm getting good quality, and I couldn't care less about what the ball's doing. And the great thing about that is my focus is purely on the change. It's purely on what I'm doing in my technique to improve it. And I think if you know what you want to work on in your technique, then this is a great opportunity to go, well, forget about the golf ball. Let's really go all in on changing this technique, which we know is going to have an impact down there. And then what I'll do is I'll head over to the conservatory windows over here, and I'll make sure that what I'm feeling is matching what I want to see. So can I see that these wrists are working? Can I see that my body's still working in a good way? So I'm really starting to put the visuals to the feeling. Now, you go and check out a video on YouTube, Ben Hogan's super slow-mo practice swings, and Hogan is doing shots and doing actually hitting some golf shots going at this speed. So he's swinging back. Every element of the golf swing is super slow-mo. Even the transition, what he's feeling, hits the shot, goes through and holds the finish. Now you have a go at actually doing that, because you're going to start to feel some different sensations, and it's pretty hard to get the move wrong. And if you can do that, you're going to feel and experience something that you've probably not felt before. So if you want to practice, really go all in. That's something that I'm doing, going slow-mo swings, really making sure I'm doing the correct movement. And I know that will make a big difference if you want to make that change. So that is what I'm doing, but Pierce, what are you doing?
Thanks, Andy. Now, what are the chances of us wearing the same clothes? Can you believe that? Right, okay, this is my setup. Let's show you around. So it has to start with this, the Masters chair, and look at that, #United, Seb. So that's when we went to the Masters a couple of years ago. We got a Theragun in place because, yeah, just getting old. Okay, so here's the net. So the net is attached into the back of my garage. Now, I've not got as much room as Andy, so I haven't got a garden, but I have got a pretty decent area here for the car park attached to the back of the garage. So net's there, we've got a mat. Obviously it's quite raised, so I will probably have to choke down the grip a little bit on that. iPad in place, very cracked iPad, which is there for the TrackMan. So TrackMan is there to obviously help out with some yardages and some technique stuff as well, and a bag full of wedges. Full, let's get that focused, full of wedges. So yeah, and there's a couple of drivers in there to have a little play with. So both of them are Sim Maxes, just different lofts, and I've got an even flow shaft, and I've got a hazardous T1100. Okay, plenty of alignment sticks in there as well. This is where it gets interesting. So there's a lot of people using the Putt App. Now, one thing I would say to you with PuttOUT, they are brilliant, but don't always practice it within your house because you've always got a straight putt. Here, well, if you haven't got a straight putt, then there's a problem with your house. But if you're looking at this here now, this is very much downhill and going right to left. So you get to just, if I can just position it differently, I can play all sorts of different breaks. So definitely will use the putting mirror, I'll use the putting gate. I've got some Pix golf balls. I like to draw a line on the Pix golf ball to see if I'm getting a true roll. I'll video that as well. And I've got a true roll ball there from PuttOUT as well. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. I'm just going to hit a putt. I'll do it one-handed. So that's good because if I miss it, it was because it was one-handed. There we go, get my point. All right, so that's how I'll practice my putting. So I'll make sure I've got the PuttOUT, lots of different stations, lots of different games, but I'll also move it around a lot so it's not always a flat putt. All right, let's show you what's going on here. So I have got a few things going on other than just practice. So super speed, you've seen us do stuff with these before, all about trying to get that club head speed up. Training's been going pretty good, been doing that for 2 weeks now. What I will do, I will train every other day with a normal gym routine, and then I will do from Andy Caldwell, and then from there I will do every other day, so 3 days a week we'll be on the super speed training. Going to be doing that for 6 weeks, see where we get. When I've done my session, I'll have the net out and I'll whack 10 drives as hard as I can and see if I can get that speed up. Speed has been pretty good, been getting it over 120 a lot, so that's good. But when it comes to my full swing, I'm being very deliberate in what I'm doing. So I'm only hitting 20 golf balls with an iron into this net. So what I am doing is I'm making sure I take at least 1 minute. It's usually about 2 minutes in between shots, and it's not resting and doing any pre-shot routine or anything like that. That's something that I can do later in this process. But literally for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be purely working at technique in what I want to do in my golf swing. So you saw obviously a couple of weeks ago how I was working. I've worked hard on my hip action in the backswing and working at shallowing the club on the way down. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek of how a shot would look like for me. So what I'm going to do, because the mat is a little higher as well, I'm just choking down the handle. So I'm simulating a little bit more of the correct height from the ground. But what I'm looking to do in here now when I swing back is I'm feeling that I'm getting my good hip action. I'm feeling that my arms are high, I'm stretching them out, but then from there I'll push into the ground, I'll turn my hips and my chest, and I'll let the club shallow. And I'm thinking as much as this when I'm hitting these shots, I'm thinking of all of these things. I'll come down into impact, and as I swing through now, I'm feeling that my hands and arms are going to be more passive as I swing the club through the hits. So I'm not going to be getting this active release that I often get because I get steep and then I get the active release. So you may say, hang on a bit, Piers. That's far too many things to think about. But this is what I'm doing before I hit the golf ball. So when it comes to the golf ball, I'll have a feeling of doing that. But if I spend 2 minutes training this move, working really hard at all of these moves that I've just mentioned, I've thought long and hard about this. If I can work, as I say, 2 minutes doing that It's amazing how that starts to mesh, and I'm going to be hitting 20 golf balls exactly, not 19, not 21. So I'm monitoring my practice and making sure I'm doing the same thing all the time. I'll video my golf swing as well, so I'll be getting feedback from that after every shot. So 20 golf balls could take half an hour at least. So the first 10 shots as well will look a little bit like this. So I've done my moves, I've done maybe a minute and a half, a minute, 2 minutes of practice swinging, but then I'll hit one doing this speed. So it will be as slow as that. Okay, so let's say I've just hit 10 balls doing that and I'm going super slow. My 11th shot and the rest up to 20 will be more like full power. So again, I'll do my movements in my backswing. I'll work really hard, 2 minutes maybe, training it, but then I'll go full power. Okay, keeping it to the range balls, not the soft balls, not the actual golf balls. So that's what I will do in my long game. So 20 shots, really working at those movements. Now we know it's tough and strange times at the moment, but we really hope that you are staying safe and hopefully you can still continue to work at your golf in some way. So what we've done at Meandmygolf in this strange time is we've opened up the free membership to a 30-day free trial now. We've also unlocked 3 of our best coaching plans: simple secrets to lower scores, flexible in 15, and how to play the basics. And this, the content we have at the website is up another level to what we do on YouTube. This is where you get the good stuff, the plans where we personally coach you on a week-by-week basis to make you and help you reach your goals. So definitely worth checking out that 30-day free trial.
Yes, just click the link down in the description, come and see us, and let's keep your golf going through this tough time. So remember to stay home, stay safe, and we will see you next time.